All right. We promised y'all we was coming back. We back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed, man. We got the OC in the building on a late
Yes,
night, and he like,
sir.
man, he got this face like I don't feel like it.
No, bro. No, bro. I told you, man. It's Friday Night Live, man. It's Friday Night Live.
Man,
So, no, we in the
these are
building,
for
man.
the people who kicked up right now with a drink in their hand, relaxing. You to put the kids away. All right. Yes, this is for you. Go ahead, OC. What was you saying, big dog?
No, man. Hey, man, it's Friday night. We go just talk about, some ball. Look at another offensive tackle prospect that, by the way, he might be the most likely to be available, to be honest with you at this point.
Yeah.
But, we go chop it up, man.
Yeah, it's kind of aiming that way. For those of us who kind of praying and hoping for one of those premium tackles, it's starting to grow on me, OC, based on the trends of looking at these lists. It's looking like it's gonna be Anton. He's gonna likely be the most available. Just keeping it real.
Yeah, man.
Now, you can always hold on to hope, in my opinion, though, OC.
You can.
Because every draft, you can also count on somebody to do something real crazy. And we need about 4 teams to do some crazy moves. Would that be fair to you, OC? Would you say that's about right?
I think because we're at the bottom of the first, I think you probably need a little bit more than 4 teams. But 4 teams will get you in striking distance. Let me say that. It wouldn't get them to the pick, but it will get you in striking distance.
So you thinking more like what, 7? I mean, like now 5 dumb picks, 6 reaches somewhere.
I'm thinking anywhere between 5 and 7 guarantees it almost. 4 gets you close though. Anywhere between 5 and 7 will probably be optimally what you need.
Gotcha.
In order for that pick to hit, where you don't have to move up.
Yeah, and see, the reason why I can kind of see it the way that you saying it, because most people in this particular class go have about 20 to 21 or 22 legit premium first rounders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with us being at 26, that's saying about 5 to 6 to 7 people got to reach. Wouldn't that kind of be the math that you would see, maybe?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying on that, big dog. I think that you pretty much on that one.
Okay. All right, man. So we kind of getting ready to get into this. Try to get us prepared for this draft. Obviously, we putting in overtime, so y'all just kick back. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right, guys. So we in the building, man. Hey, if you have not followed Boss Cowboy Sports, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, of course, the OC100 on Twitter. All right, guys. So hey, let's get into it.
All right. So we always start with the film, so we go get into that first. We want to kind of showcase the film, then we go talk about the facts of the player. All right. That's just kind of how. Or listen, let me say this. We gonna do our best with these facts. Like, none of us are always 100% perfect. We all just doing our best. So here we go. You got to put out these disclaimers now, because you got these lurkers. They be waiting on you to slip. So
they gonna get on to you too.
Oh man,
they gonna get on to you.
Waiting. They be, he said something wrong.
They gonna get on to you.
I swear to God, bro, these weirdos out here thick, but it's all good. All right, like I said, I ended the show saying, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing right. And I mean that, dude. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing right. All right,
that's
so
true.
Here we go. All right, so let's go and get into, the OC.
Let's go.
The OC. down.
Shout out James.
All right, let's look at the big fella, man. Big athletic guy, man. Hey, so let's go ahead and look at the left tackle, man. He will be 71 at the bottom of your screen here.
Real
All
quick,
right, and so
I hate to cut you off, OC. You know I gotta just give a little bit of background, just a little bit.
yeah, go ahead. I
Remember,
was about to. Go ahead. You got it.
we look at these plays and we pretty much let it rock. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's the way that you really do it. Like I said this on the last show that we did, that all of us do this. We go pull some kind of clip sometime to give you a feel of a player. This is gonna give you a deeper feel when we just kind of talk through the tape as it goes. So I just want to explain that. Go ahead, it's on ULC. I'm done.
Oh, bro, you good, man. So, man, the thing that you like about him, man, is that he does have ideal strength and length in terms of that combination, okay? And so, you know, right there, man, he looks a little bit jumpy. I want him to slide his feet. I don't want your feet coming off of the ground. I want you to slide your feet across the turf, and you're going to see him a little herky-jerky in his stance and get some work quicker right there, right? Too much pop, right? We want smooth slides, right? He's getting on the outside of his feet versus staying on the inside third. And that's just a thing that helps him stay balanced, because at times in pass rush moves, he can get knocked off balance. And that's a part of the reason why. So bottom of the screen, left tackle on this particular play. Let's take another look at him. Okay, so this is good. This is a good stretch block.
Yeah.
And very, very good trying to finish right there, man. Very, very good trying to run his feet and finish. Like that a lot, right? So he's, again, prototypical length, prototypical height, right? And so let's look at his footwork. So as the tape runs, you'll see that it's a gather step, because he's trying to make sure that guy doesn't move on the inside, and he's trying to finish hard downfield. So he's running his feet, trying to be physical. So good rep by him on that. All right, good rep.
Keep in mind, this is on McDonald. So this is somebody that a lot of people are giving a first round grade to. Most of us giving a second round grade to him. So remember, when we try to show some of these films, we try to show talent that's supposed to be Premier League talent. Go ahead, OC.
Yeah, you got it, man. So, you know, that was an overall good rep by him, right? And we'll continue to take a look at him here. On this particular play, really, really good cutoff block. But I want to see him more active. I want to see him finish more at the end of this play, right? So he does his job. He steps inside. He cuts off. All right, now go find somebody else. Don't stop and watch. I don't like the jog and watch.
Go bust somebody.
I want you to finish. Yeah. I don't like the jog and watch, man. He did his job, and now he's watching the play, and he does really a cardinal sin that I even teach my young kids not to do. I said, man, you never look back to see where the ball is. You're too busy working, right? Because that's how you get your knees and your legs rolled up too, if you do stuff like that. Right? You don't do that because it's coming to you and then you're not ready. So that's a good kick slide and a great use of hands and great use of coming to the looping man. And so those are the potential things that you see with him. Prototypical kick slide right here. Prototypical kick slide. Excellent vertical kick slide. Great use of his hands. He has a tight 5 technique to him. So he really just is doing a one set, which is really just a quick slide step slightly back. He doesn't have to get a lot of depth or width here because this guy's lined up right on his body. He's a tight 5, right? So quick kick, good hands right there. Dude uses the swim great. And then at the end, he comes off to the late rushing linebacker. So great job, great control with his inside hand. Really, really good rep there. All right, so now here, again, good use of his hands, good stab, way to be quick, right? Way to wash a guy around. Really, really good strike, right? That was a good strike. And you'll see it from this angle. He made the defensive end readjust and try to rip under. Strike, all right? And then he tries to rip and swim under. Now, it was a good strike, and he did a good job. However, he misses wide with his hands. And so that's the difference between him and a guy like Darnell Wright. You never saw Darnell Wright in film missing wide with his hands and getting hit in the chest, right? You see a little bit of that with him, all right? Stepping off the ball, so that's good. So the final steps are good, but you need to really explode and strike off the ball, right? He's playing too tentative a little bit right there, trying to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. Go ahead and explode off the ball and hit number 11 in his chest. I like the find him step, but once you find him, explode, not explode, right? So right here, and the ball was going the opposite way, but I still want to see that explosive action and a little bit more out of him on that, right? But good job on the misdirection by the offense on that particular play. So if you look at him again here, and so this is not bad in terms of a double team, but this is what I mean when I said on the final word, Boss Cowboy, that he needs to get a little bit of lower half strength because he has a little bit of a lean here on the down block, a little bit of a lean and not a drive. You see that?
Nope.
You see the lean?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't see it.
All right. Rewind it back.
All right.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna even cap to you, big dog.
No, it's fine. So if you look and you can see a little bit from this angle, go ahead. Now you see his body's up, and you see him. The guy's running through his inside shoulder, and so he's leaning on his body instead of really striking that guy at the point and driving him. And you'll see it as the tape runs a little bit more. So go ahead.
It looked
it'll
like
be a couple other plays.
arm is around that dude's neck, bro.
Yeah, it is, but it got that way because he was too high and he didn't drive from his lower half. That's what I'm saying.
Explain
and so you'll see it better from
I'm trying to see this drive from the lower half because go
to the other ankle. Go to the other ankle. Just let it run,
all right.
And I'll share it with you.
Yeah, I want to see this because I want to increase my eyes. I want my eyes to improve.
Yeah. So when you look on block here, right? He plays with a high seat. Stop it.
So when you say high seat, explain high seat, please.
High seat, that means that you're not bending at the waist. You're like out of a 2-point stance. And it means you're playing high. It means you're not playing with a lot of knee bend out of your stance. So right here, Paul. Okay, you can go back a little bit so people can see it. So when I say play with a high seat, I mean that your butt not low.
Okay. Yep.
That's a simple way to explain it.
Yep.
All right. So stop it right there. Pause. So you notice that, look, just his helmet is above the helmet of the defender that he's trying to cut off. You see that?
It looked like it's to the left side, and it doesn't look higher to me, but go ahead.
In my information, it looks like this guy's under him.
It might be hard to see because both of them got red helmets too. You know what I'm saying? It's red helmet on.
Well, you're gonna see the guy get inside, and now look at the foot. The foot is off the ground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The right foot of 71.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So when I say leg drive, that foot needs to be almost vertical to the inside. It doesn't need to be off the ground and him pushing off his outside. He needs to be pushing off of his inside foot and bringing the left foot to basically get his body almost where that linebacker is that's behind him, so that he can have drive off of his legs and create more push. And he does a decent job washing the dude down because the dude is slanting. But I'm saying I want to see more power and leg drive, because if that dude was a little bit stronger, he could have split that. But let's continue.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. We'll take a look at this one. And the things that you like is, again, the upside. That it was a draw play, and he invited the guy to run upfield. I get it. I do want to see a little bit of pop, because if that dude could bend more, he could have maybe got in on that play. So he turned his buttonhole. I mean, he did his job on that play. I'm not going to be too hard on him, man. He did his job.
Yeah, you kind of being hard on him, bro.
I am? Okay. All right. All right, here we go.
Him, bro.
All right, so here we go on this play. Maybe because it's late.
Like, dang, the OC is killing this dude.
No, man. So here we go. So the guy's tight to him, all right, inside, and that's a position block. He does his job, right? But I don't like that walk down the field. I want to see him get dirty and try to finish the dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he kind of walks down, and I'm not being hard about that. That's a real observation.
Yeah.
Like, try to drive him. Don't walk.
Yeah, it's football.
Yeah, don't walk down the field with him and like, okay, we can chill. I blocked you. So it looks a little bit lack of passion, a little bit of, too too nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, too
friendly.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Hmm.
too nice. Yeah. So, anywho, let's look at this angle and let's look at this particular play. But he has all the physical tools, and that's the great thing about him. And I'll say that again: he has all the physical tools and the prototypical length and height, and plenty of quicks. Okay, and so a lot of this stuff is he's doing like hook blocks, and so a hook block is a position block. So if you run that back Boss Cowboy,
Yeah.
that's a straight outside leverage play. And so what he's doing, what he does show is great quickness. Look how he pins the defensive end. Look at his feet,
Yeah.
good
Good
quickness,
feet.
and he pins them easy.
Very
He pins
good
them
quickness.
easy.
Yeah, his quickness
Yeah,
nice.
he pins them easy, right? That's a position block. That's basically pinning this guy inside because the ball is going outside. So he does a good job with that, right?
And
So those are the
real
things
quick,
that.
real quick, you know the problem that I have with this film since we breaking this down?
Mhm.
This is not the right film to see him go against Powell. Cause them dudes light. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
I
So
got more film
like I
on.
say,
But go ahead.
yeah,
I go look at
and
another one.
this, and it's cool, but you look at this film, but this is a game, and I'm gonna give you two more plays. And I mean, like right there, he not finding no work, bro. His dude slants aside. He like, all right, cool. This is one of those games you can tell he might be tired. He just trying to get through the game. This is like a regular season game. He trying to get through the game. Like he ain't bringing like his real passion. But that's real good right there, what you see, right? Good hand placement, good hands, right? He's real sticky to the guy, and he's keeping his balance fairly well, on a guy that's almost a non-threat on this particular play. So he's going to get his hands on a guy. Let's take a look right there. I don't like the false step inside, though. I don't like that. That's a technical issue that can get him beat. He has a false step inside, but the guy just runs right into him. He doesn't really impose a threat. He blocks him pretty easy. Okay, so this is kind of what I want to see, a guy that can get some width outside and make him move. Okay, so that was a great footwork by him, really good footwork by him, but I don't like the finish. He's not a good finisher. He's not a good finisher. He's a guy that's gonna get his job done. Yeah, he doesn't have a mean streak. He's look great left foot step, great step, great footwork. Boom, perfect. That's perfect. That's great footwork. But that laying on him at the end and stopping, I don't like that, and I never will. But does his job, and he has good, quick footwork, and he blocks the guy. So he does his job. So I don't want to take that away from him, but I do want to see him just a little bit more nasty and just vicious on the finish, man, and just hitting him like he means to hit him, and that he wants to at least try to put him on the ground.
Let me ask you a question, bro.
Yeah.
Has right film spoiled you?
Right film ain't spoiled me, but right film is just great film,
That's
and it
what I'm
shows the
saying.
difference.
Because see,
It shows the difference.
and I'm thinking right film. Because see, when we was talking about right, you was like, boss, you ain't gotta be nasty to get the job done. So this is kind of like just go back and forth with you. It has the feel of getting the job done without the nastiness. Would that be an assessment you could agree with?
Yes, yes, I can agree with you on that. But I'm looking at him comparatively speaking to the other tackles we've seen and the other tackles that are ahead of him. And so I'm pointing out his strengths, but I'm also pointing out some of the why other guys will be ahead of him, in my opinion. And so he misses a block on that, but he has such great feet. I mean, really good, quick two steps, man.
Yeah, his feet
getting inside. Yeah, he overran the backer. But good, quick feet, he gets his body in fairly good position. But does he play with the type of power you want to see him play with? In my opinion, no, he doesn't. And that's why I say he has to develop his lower half strength, right? And that's what I mean. But in terms of him, his feet and the potential, right, of him getting what he needs to get. So now you notice he's not in the game here.
He might have been playing hurt, OC.
Well, I don't know if he's been playing hurt or not, but I noticed that he's not in the game. I do know this. He started the first game of the season at right tackle, Boss Cowboy, and then he started the rest of the games at left tackle. I do know that.
So that's showing some versatility, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, man, that's showing that he can play on both sides, man. And so that's always a positive thing, man. I think that he's a good prospect. I think that he has tremendous upside. I think that, man, he has the foot quickness to do what he needs to do. I think that he has the length, the quicks, right? I think he's a fantastic, prospect with a lot of upside, and I've said as much. I just,
I
I
like this
think that,
tape, OC, because this tape got bigger defensive ends. You know what I mean? So if we can
let's
just
take a look
watch it,
at it.
yeah, let's just take a look at it to see. Now you gonna have to really push. You know what I mean? So
hmm All right, let's see it. Okay, and like I said, he got the job done. He sealed the guy inside. The running back bounced outside. It was a decent double team. I just want to see him drive and finish.
yeah,
Want to see him drive and finish.
right.
But again, it's not a minus. He got a job done. Again, how the offense they run doesn't make him have to really come off the ball and get dirty a whole lot. It's more so using athleticism and angles.
Yeah,
So he cuts the guy off and then pushes him. And then, again, the guy comes off pretty easily. And, with a hard cutback, the dude could have got in on the tackle. So I'd still, on the position blocks to cut the guy off inside, I just want to see you try to latch on to the guy and try to do more damage to the guy. That's what I want to see you do, But in terms of him just being he's very, here's the thing. He's very proficient, boss.
yeah,
He's a proficient player. He's efficient. Like, he's getting his job done right here. Okay, push him out. Okay, ball coming out quick. It's like he knows the play. Like, he knows the plays and he knows how much he has to do. Like, that's how he plays. And he's doing what he has to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that's just what he's doing.
right. It's exactly what you said the other day when we was watching. Right, that type of player that get the job done, but it doesn't have that mauler. You know what I mean? That road
Right.
grade. So this is
Right.
this is tape. This is the type of tape you don't want to watch after you watch right.
Yeah. You're right. You're
Just
right
keep
about
it
that.
real. If when
You're
you
right
watch
about that,
right
bro.
first, right go spoil you. You know what I'm saying? When
Yeah,
you
he'll
watch,
spoil you a little bit.
yeah, he go when you watch this dude finish, and then when you go watch a guy that's getting it done, it does, just keeping it real, give you that. It'll give you that womp feel, even though it's decent. See, because you got somebody out there that's a killer, and you got somebody out there that's getting it done. It's just But I want to take the super chat real quick, and that's not saying this dude is a bum. The OC not saying that. I'm not saying that. It's just a
No,
difference.
not at all.
It's a difference in style. It's a difference in
It's
attitude.
levels.
Yeah, it's levels. So
It's
real
levels.
quick, before we go back to that film, because I just want to go through a couple of more plays, or just look at least 4, 5, 6 more plays until we get a good
Sure.
feel for him. But check this
Yeah.
out. So Trey said, I think Duke can get him right, build his power. What's your thoughts on that before we go back to the film?
Duke can build your strength, but Duke can't give you nasty. That's the thing. That's the thing. So Duke can build your strength, but Duke can't build your want to be nasty. So what he had with Tyler Smith was a big, heavy, strong guy that had the highest run grade effectiveness in all of college football. Like, Tyler came in a league as a big, strong, nasty guy that liked to finish dudes. He liked to dump dudes.
Yeah.
He liked to.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So he came and he rolled out of bed with that.
Right.
So it's technical and it's conditioning, right? That's fine. But you can't give him nasty. Duke can help him technically all day long. Duke can help anybody technically. Duke has helped many of these first round dudes technically, right? He's fantastic at what he does. He's awesome.
And
But-
then I feel like Star, because I do think you can get nasty, but I don't think nasty will come from your coach. I think nasty come from your teammates.
True.
And so I'm gonna say
True.
that again, because see, I know the OC felt me. I'm gonna explain that. Nastiness come from your teammates. You know what I mean? Because when you around dogs, it's infectious. You know what I mean? Like, I went to Dallas Carter, right? Dallas Carter was known for dogs. You know what I mean? We was known for being very mean. Like, we didn't help you up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be honest. If we was at the bottom of the pile, we was biting you, we was punching you, we was spitting on you, we was doing anything to piss you off. And the whole environment was like that. We played like that. That's what it was. Some people don't understand that because they from a different, side of town or where they might be just better sportsmen. I was with killers. You know what I mean? I was with dudes who was animals. And we all fed off each other. Like my boy Jay Mitch, he from my high school. Red dogs, red dog, red dog, red dog. But we meant that. Like when we came together, like we finna dog these boys. It was no plan. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you this question since we're talking about mentality. Do you think that mentality with our offensive line can make him nasty? Especially he would likely have to play next to a nasty dude, that guy being Tyler. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that any environment can encourage anybody to be stronger. Do I look at our offensive line as nasty? No.
Yeah.
I look at our offensive line as good and talented people. Tyler is more nasty.
Yeah.
He's probably the nastiest, right? But I don't look at still is pretty nasty. No, still is nasty, right? But I don't look at these guys as overall being nasty, with the exception, I would say Still and Tyler. So I'll give you two. So you got two nasty dudes. But I think that again, I like, for example, I don't think that Tyron Smith is per se a nasty player. He's a great player. He's a great player, super talented player.
Yeah, he's not nasty.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that proves a point, though, right? That proves a point. You don't necessarily have to be extremely mean to be a great player, right? So, it's a bonus, but I think that he's one of those guys that he's going to kind of be who he is, boss. That's my observation from looking at the tape so far. And so you want to develop his skills and make him as good at what he does as humanly possible and be okay with that and not be like, you just got to be a nasty dog and kill everybody. It's like, that may not be him, but is he good and talented enough to get the job done? Do he need some work and some power work? In my opinion, yeah. But is he good and talented with a lot of upside? Absolutely.
Let's go to a little bit more film and we'll sum it up.
Yeah.
And obviously TCU is a pretty decent team to watch. It's not the best team to watch, but the people that he going against have more mass than what we were seeing on the other film. So
good. I mean, great feet right there. Great feet. And that's what you love, though. Great quickness. I mean, he's dancing with the defensive end.
Man,
they're in the dance, and he winning. Right, great feet, great acceleration, and with his feet. Look at his footwork. Great footwork. The dude is tight to him. Here, boom, he opens, boom, push him. No way. Like great ability to slide and do that with a guy that rushes up the field wide. So that means good job, good feet.
Yeah, that boy feet. That's one thing that stands out. His athleticism. I think that's why he ranks so high on most people's boards. You can't deny the feet.
Huh. You that'll just be like a hater move, right? he just a hater move. You say the boy ain't got quick feet. No, the boy got good footwork. He's a good athlete. He's prototypical in terms of like foot quickness. And people look at that and look at his size and look at his length and they're like, man, I can work with that, right? I can work with this. So now with the fake inside, they're doing some misdirection stuff. And so he runs inside here, and the defensive end cracks him on the shoulder. And that's, I'll just want to see you just try to hit somebody. Like, he's taking the steps. He's doing his footwork, but just add a little bit of, hot sauce on it, man, for me, brother. Just a little bit more action. All right, here we go. So inside, up on the second level. Okay, good. I mean, he took a bad angle, but he gets his hand on the linebacker. Took a bad angle, but it's okay. He almost gets there. So good quick feet, right? But on this, he's too far inside, right? Until the guy get leveraged in. But that's a hard block to make if a guy's running across the field real fast, okay? So I'm not saying that's an easy block. I'm saying that just take a little bit of a better angle. All right, again, great footwork, sliding inside, sliding outside. But again, I want to see you finish. The quarterback does escape and break contain. But he's like, I'm done. You start running away from me, I'm done. So, I just want to see him finish better. And that's just the thing. But look at the footwork. Good feet, hands, great. fantastic. Fantastic, man. Dude's not going nowhere. Great job with his footwork, and that's why he is rated high, boss. That's what you like about him. Elite change of direction and the ability to slide effortlessly left and right.
Yeah.
Effortlessly. He has so what you call that. He has a ability to mirror. He can mirror the defender.
Yeah.
He can mirror you with his
Right.
feet. And so that's really, really good, and that's going to be very beneficial pass pro wise on the second level.
Hold
So
on,
he's
bro.
a guy that looks.
I don't mean to cut you off, man. I just like what one of the homies in here saying, and I want to get your thoughts on it, OC. Check this out. I love this comment. Trey, you in your bag today, dog. Boy, Trey, you doing your. But Trey say his footwork outside, Tyler Power inside against San Fran. That's creative. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. So say that one more time. Let me make sure I heard it right.
The feet work for outside. You want the power of Tyler Smith inside versus San Fran.
Yeah, versus San Fran. Yeah, you got to have a dirty dog on the inside. Yeah, and then you got to have a guy that is strong but also has feet. And that's the thing you hadn't really seen versus him. And I've seen some of his tape before, and I'm not trying to be hard on him, but I also seen him get kablookied with a guy that had a wide rush on him, right? They had a wide rush on him, and they hit him, and his feet got jumbled up. He just got knocked on his butt.
Right.
So that's what makes me tell you that he has to get a little bit stronger in his lower half. But in terms of athletically, no, he has the athletic ability, hands down. He's okay.
Coach Maul say, OC, is OT Barrerian and OT Duncan from Maryland on your tackle list? I would definitely say both of those. Well, more so Barrerian. Like, yeah, he the guy for me. I like him a lot. That's like my second tackle.
Yeah, Barrerian out of Syracuse. He's on my tackle list. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him.
What was the other guy you mentioned? I'm sorry, boss.
Duncan is a little bit undersized to
me. What school
Maryland.
Does Duncan have?
Maryland. Undersized.
Duncan is okay.
Yeah,
Duncan is okay.
Yeah.
He's
okay.
athletic
though. He athletic. Maybe I might be missing something. I'm open, you know what I'm saying, to somebody let me know if I'm shooting. But in my mind, I see very undersized, and I don't see that guy kind of putting us in contention, right? We gonna go back to his film just for a second, but let me ask you this question, OC. What would be your plan if we drafted Anton? What would you do?
Man, that's a tough one because he's more of a natural tackle, and he's a guy I think that you got to develop some strength. So if I drafted him, I'm putting him in a weight room, and I'm getting him with Duke like 4 days a week. But I want him to lift. And I want him probably to gain about 5 to 7 pounds, to be honest with you, And, right now I'm going to work him as a backup tackle. I'm hoping that I draft another pure guard. If I get him, I want to draft another pure guard. That's what I want to do. And I want to work him at both tackles. That's ideally what I would want to do with him. If I had to put him inside, I would. But I just think that I don't see it right now. I think that it's a developmental thing for him to play guard from what I see. That's my opinion. What do you think? It's a tough one, huh?
It's tough.
Because I don't see guard, boss. I don't see guard. I see a guy that's really just a natural. I mean, that's what I see. And so he would have to develop as a guard, right? If you picked him. So ideally, you need to get you another guard in the 3rd round. Get you a value pick, a road grader, a scrap dude, right? Get you a guard, and then now he's your swing, right? He's your backup for Tyler. He's there as a contingency if T. Smith gets hurt and then still is not ready, right? And you rock with him that way. Because he's, to me, as I look, and I looked at him a little bit before, I thought about the guard thing, but as I look, and I'm just being honest with myself, to me, the dude looks like a pure tackle. He don't look like a guard at all. Yeah. He doesn't look like, he looks like you got to develop him.
Yeah, I'm seeing tackle, and I'm seeing move Tyler inside to guard, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And is then the question would be, and I'm gonna have to look at more film to see how do you do with major bull rush type dudes. You know what I mean? Because I trust you with them
He
finesse
didn't
dudes
do
and
as
speed
good.
guys.
Do as good. He didn't do as good, boss. I'm telling you. I saw the tape, and you'll see it as you look for yourself. Look for yourself. But he didn't do as good with those guys, and so he's gonna have dudes in the league that's gonna go speed to power on him, and that's what's concerned me about the strength. You know.
So let me go with this. All right, let's talk about this real quick. So we got us a comment, and then we go start. Cause everybody y'all seeing what we seeing. That's why we go through this stuff in detail, man, and really break these dudes out and let the film speak. Tyron Church say that's why I won't Dream. He call him Dream Jones over here, man. I feel that, bro. I feel that. Now we go over the Dream Jones tomorrow, right? And we go. That's his day. The one Jones is all about him. He called him Dream Jones. But I probably, in terms of tackle, oh man, this is hard, bro. But see, this is why I want y'all to see why, honestly, I go in between some of these guys. Because we got a circle or a square need, but these are not perfect pieces that fit right into it.
I'm
These
gonna
are
draft
creative
him,
pieces.
boss.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, draft him if he's there. Probably at 26 because
Who
he
you
has
go?
tremendous.
Who?
He has tremendous. This guy, okay?
The one?
No, not the one. No,
You
not the
taking
one.
Anton?
I'm talking about Antoine because it's an elite skill set that he has and that he can develop as he gains some strength. He has the footwork. He has half of the hands, not all the hands. The hands not all the way there the way they need to be. But man, he has the elite footwork, and that's very hard to coach.
Man, that
quick,
feet work nice.
The quick change of direction, super light on his feet. Like the only dude that got better, just pure athletic feet than him,
Paris.
the only dude is Paris.
Yep.
That's the only dude, and it's not by that much either. I'm gonna tell you that it's not by that much. Look at how he slides it fluidly, right, with ease. You see, with ease.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna help. That's gonna help you when you get against some elite pass rushers. But the problem is, they go test his strength, and when they start testing his strength, they go see, okay, I can work power on this guy. I can work speed and power on this guy, and then that's where he may struggle, right? Until he gets a little bit stronger and still work on some technical things with his hands in terms of his hand leverage, right? In terms of his hand leverage, right? And he does a job on passing off, but he has good hands, right? Decent hands. I'm not say good, decent hands, but he doesn't have educated hands. So Darnell Jones, that outside hand punch, controlling you back to the inside, that's called an educated hands right there. That's educated punch. Those are educated hands. That's different. And those little things make the huge difference, right? He slides inside with his feet. He's excellent with his feet, but he ain't finishing that guy. He ain't really moving that guy, right? He's cutting the guy off. It's a cutoff block.
Yeah.
And he does his job, but the guy's pushing off. He's not creating
Push.
seams.
Yeah.
He's positioning. And even you see it on this particular play. He didn't gain ground on this guy. He covers him up. Look, this guy's he's got his head down, he ain't dominating this guy. He ain't physically, overtaking the guy, but he's covering the guy up. He's getting his block. He's doing his job. And you got to respect that because a lot of people don't do their job, right? You got to give a lot of honor to that, right? He does, but on this play. And see, I don't like that either. He let the guy split him. So with the lack of physicality, he doesn't have the physicality to play inside. He doesn't. Look, right here, look. And then, the dude pushes him hard and he lets him split him. Because he came down, put his hands on him a little bit, so he let 95, and this happened on a couple plays, now out physical him. Instead of like, well, you go push me, like, man, I'm gonna spear you. Like if a dude did that, you try to come back and spear the dude. You don't let him just split you and run through you. Now they double team in 95 now, so he just got his hands on him and they just playing patty cake baker's man,
Let's watch a few more, and then I'm gonna talk some ball with you and we'll get up out of here.
Yeah, man. So looking at this angle, and I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be harsh on him. I'm saying right here, you got a double team. Somebody hit this dude in his ribs. Okay, right here. Okay, look, hit him. Somebody do something. Just try to do something to him. That's all. Anyway, but
I'm with you, man.
he does his job.
Yeah,
He's sliding his feet.
you want that mauler. You want that not pure
And
mauler, but I see what you're saying. Like it's yeah, it kind of dude friendly.
he's yeah, he's a technical, do his job type
Yeah, he a
player at this
technical
point.
type. Yeah, he
Yeah,
technical.
he's a technical. I did my job right here. So look, okay, he falls off. That's what I mean. You see the overhead? That's what I mean, boss. Rewind that. Perfect example. Perfect example. That's when I said rewind that play. That's what I mean when I say leg drive, boss.
I'm looking.
When I say leg drive, you see how he lays on the dude, and you go see it on this angle. It's a down block. Just look at him. He lays on the dude, and that's why I said he needs lower body strength. You got to drive through with your lower half. Okay, it's on the next play. It's on the next one. But the next play is a run block, and it's a down block, and he doesn't run his feet. He lays on the guy. So when you kind of lay on the guy, you used to position blocking. I call it lazy blocking, and you're not driving your legs through, and then you fall off at the end, fall down, get up off the ground right there, right? That dude's on his feet. You're not driving explosively with your lower half. Take a look at him right here with number 9. And look, he falls off of him. You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
So that's what I'm talking about when I say leg drop, dog. He did his job. But the leg, because he's going to face much more ferocious dudes than that in the league. And I just want to see him have more leg drive and more strength. And I think that's going to help him a lot. That's probably the number one thing he's going to have to work on. Yeah.
I think for the vision that we talking about, we going to have to move up.
Yeah, bro. We've been saying that, haven't we?
Yep.
We've been saying that.
The vision of what we want to see with the Dallas Cowboys, I think we got to try to get up at least 7 more spots. 6 to 7 more spots.
Around 20. Around 19 to 20. Somewhere in there. Yeah. Yeah, and I think if you did that, you can get one of those four premium. And I'm not hating on him. He's a great young prospect. I'm not hating on him at all, and I don't want to come across too negative.
He might be our guy.
He might end up being our guy, but you can see a difference, right?
Yeah. No, I can.
You can see a difference.
You can see the difference. You can see the difference.
You can see the difference, right?
You can see it. Yeah. So check this out. So this is what we telling y'all. So it's other guys too that I love. Okay. So I love Matthew. I love this dude. You know what I'm saying? And Matthew played guard as well. He's definitely more physical than Anton. Anton is sexy to teachers. You know what I mean? Because of those feet. You know what I mean? The feet make you fall in love, but the football player in me likes Matthew. The nastiness in me likes Matthew, right? A guy that I will feel comfortable putting on the inside. You know what I mean? So let me ask you a question. Matthew sit on the board, Steve on the board. Who you going with?
Matthew.
Yeah, me too. And
all day.
All day. Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, and then Coach Marv with a super chat. He with us on this. He said, I feel you on this, Coach. He said Matthew is a better left guard than left tackle. Yeah, and I'm gonna go watch more if his left guard. I watched some of it. I watched most of his left tackle, but I could see him playing guard from watching him play that tackle. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. Now, OC, I want to just talk about a couple of more things real quick, just football related, and we can get up out of here.
Yeah.
So check this out. I want to play something, talk about it from a football perspective. So we did a show about 2 hours ago, okay? We was responding to Mike Martz about defending Dak. But see, let me be honest. We can focus in on the Dak part, but him defending Dak ain't gonna help us win a championship. I want to focus in on something that he said and then talk about this offensive strategy. Now, y'all listen to this real quick. This is from 105.3 The Fan. So here we go. Listen, this is important.
play callers during the game that can change gears. Those are the really great ones.
Coach, how would you approach the running game in today's NFL?
So how would you approach the running game in today's NFL? I want y'all to listen closely, and we go talk about this. Listen.
Well, I think they've done a really good job of spreading things out. The one thing that I do know is I watch the draft and everything over the last 10 years. Those linebackers have gotten smaller, looking at more athletic guys. We used to put a big 280, 290-pound tight end back there at fullback and do some lead stuff, and I promise you I would do that. Just go and splatter those guys and, come downhill as much as you can with it because they're just not prepared for it. Guys, the defenses, there's too many system-type things and not enough details. I would really play smash mouth downhill with big guys and make them play it.
Ooh, see, that's the part people need to focus on. We can slurp on Dak, and that's cool. I love defending Dak, but defending Dak ain't gonna win you no Super Bowl. What he just said, I think should be the real highlight. Hold on real quick. Let me get this super chat. Check this out. And I really want to break this down, OC, because what he talking about is a 10-year trend, right? So this is the trend he talking about. In the passing league, defenses, especially with the linebackers, have shrunken down their linebackers to counter passing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the big deal, and this is why this is important. This gives teams that can actually build an offensive line a tremendous advantage in the new landscape of the NFL. You see what I'm saying? So if you Philly, right, or if you tool up, these teams won't be able to counter you because it took them 10 years to build their. So put it like this. This is the perfect way to explain it. How is our division built in the interior of the defense?
Strong.
Yeah. So if you look at Washington, what did they do? Allen, Payne, Sweat, Chase, right? Go look at the Giants. What did they do? Right? Interior guys, Williams. You know what I mean? They going after guys to counter us, right? You can say the same thing with Philly. Cox, Hargraves back in the day. They likely go with old boy from Georgia, Carter, right? Yeah. It makes sense because you got to counter Dallas. Let me ask you another question. How long did it take them to build that?
Few years.
Right. So this is why that question is important. Because the landscape, if you get aggressive about offensive line, especially building that middle three, what did he say is the opportunity right now in the league? What did he say? I would get some bigs and I would smash mouth these little dudes. Right. Yeah, he said, I've been looking at the landscape. See, nobody focused on that part. We focusing on he defended Dak. He said Dak was better than Hurts, and I'm cool with that. Yes, I am cool with that. But, OC, I think we really need to get aggressive about getting that left guard Mauler.
Man, we've been on it, bro. I think we do. And I think that, based upon what we've seen on this film, if you want a sure thing swing tackle, right, in light of Tyron Smith going down or Tyler Smith going down or Terrence still not being ready, then Antoine would probably be a good pick. But if you want what I've been beating the table for, and I've been saying this for a while now, we want a hybrid. I want a guy that can legitimately play guard or tackle. That's who I want to draft.
Yeah.
I want a guy that can play inside or outside with efficiency. And the guy that keeps on flashing our screen, oh man, it'll make my night if we draft this dude at 26 or 20 or 18 or whenever we can get him at. It will completely make my night. It will make my night. It will make my night.
I probably wouldn't do no more content for that week. I probably would stop off one pick. Good. I would be like, bro, listen.
We good. We gonna be all right.
Let's talk about
we gonna be all right.
Then.
Yeah.
How much would you give away?
I would give up a third. and a future fourth or fifth to move up for the picks.
Me
I will
too.
give up a third.
Yep.
I will give up a future fourth or fifth, or maybe even another third, and move up for that pick. I would. I will give up 2/3, around thirds. I will give up this year. I will give up a future third, fourth, or fifth. Or if I could give up a third now, and I could give up like a future two fourth rounds and a fifth, or something like that. I will give that up
I
to move
give it
up and
up
get that.
too. I will give
I'll
it
get it
up.
up.
I will give it up.
Anything outside of anything short of a first round pick, right? I would even give up a second for it.
Me too.
Anything short of a first round.
Me too.
If it's a
I would
first,
give up
if
that
it's a first,
second. Bye.
yeah, if it's a first round pick,
Bye.
that's too rich. That's
Yeah,
too
that's
rich.
too rich.
That's too rich.
That's way
But if
too
it's
rich.
like second round,
Bye.
third or 2/3, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm giving it.
I'm by.
I'm giving it.
I'm sure
Yeah, I'm giving it.
That's straight up.
So I can get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, trust me, when you talking to me and the OC, we know how valuable them second round picks are. But are they that valuable, right? Then common sense said you got to beat teams in the division before you beat teams in the playoffs. All Cowboys Super Bowl division was solid. Yep. Agree.
Yeah.
So real quick.
And that's why you got to really solidify this line, man, to get the freaking job done.
Yeah. So I want people to focus on that part of his interview. It's too many of us focus on the Dak side. And you know, it does feel good to get somebody to validate Dak. And I'm all for that, you know, the proper validation of our quarterback. But defending Dak Pride ain't gonna win it for us. I want us, if we go take anything from that interview that we just really, it's the landscape of the league. That's what to lock in on. So the last thing I want to focus on and kind of show y'all and then get our final words on this is, honestly, if we don't get aggressive, we are likely looking at Anton as the guy that would be there, or it could be a guy like Matthew. So I say that question to tomorrow. I'm gonna wait because I don't want to go no longer. All right, so here we go. I just want to just show y'all some stuff, and if you got any input on this, just jump in. OC, let me just show. I just want to show everybody something on a landscape type of deal. So when you look at this particular overall ranking from NFL Draft Buzz, okay. So on NFL Draft Buzz, Anton is ranked around 24. Okay. If you look at CBS, Anton is ranked around 29. If you look at ESPN, the ranking of Anton is low. It's 39. But all of those ranks are right around where we're going to be picking. You see what I'm saying? So I want to kind of show everybody that it's likely go be that case, especially when you look at these offensive linemen. And let's kind of go through what could be the scenarios to really put us in this dominant position. And then we'll give our final words on this and then prepare for the show tomorrow where we'll break down another prospect. So Peter, Paris, Broderick, that's what most of us go say, right? They got
Paris, right. Peter, and Broderick.
Yeah, Paris, Peter, Broderick, right? Would probably be the guys that we would all say, okay, these are plug and play, perfect fits for what we want, right? It start getting a little bit iffy, but Osiris, you would be cool with that, I'm pretty sure, right?
I am.
I would love to pick. Based on what we trying to do, I would love to pick. Hold on, we got us a super chat. We almost out of here too, man. Hey, man, y'all would definitely get an OC a hand, man. He working a lot of overtime. He been driving a lot, bro. Y'all get an OC a hand, man. This dude was all the way in another state, and he done did 2 shows after coming right back, man. Appreciate you, OC. He said another part to Mars, another Hall of Famer calling out Kelly Moore. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. So let's count these guys. So we got Peter, Paris, Broderick, Osiris 4, Darnell Wright 5. So right now 5 is on average what goes before 26 if you look at draft history. So that would mean, just keeping it real, y'all, we likely go be looking at 6 and 7 which would be DeJuan Jones and Anton. It's likely gonna be between them two if we stay put. Would you agree with that, OC?
Yeah, I think that DeJuan is going to be available at the bottom of the first round. I think that more than likely he's a second round guy. And definitely I think Antoine is probably going to be available around the place where we pick at. I think that you got a hard decision to make at that point, right? Do you want DeJuan Jones in the building? Do you trust him? Do you feel like he's the guy? Right. And if you feel like he's the guy, then you know what? And I know I've been hard on him about,
Man, you've been hard on him, bro.
I know I've been hard on him, but I'm saying if they believe he's the guy, then I still think that's a good pick, right? Because I think he's the guy that if he struggles on the outside, that he's just so massive that as long as he can just put his freaking hand in the ground, that he just will cover so much space and be an earth eater for you that it will be okay, right? It will be okay. I think that here's my contention. I think that if you got DeJuan Jones there and you got Antoine there, and for what we're trying to do, boss, and I just came to this epiphany, okay, as we said here, all right? Here's the deal. I don't pick Antoine right now. I don't pick him. I go next best player available. If Osiris is not there, and DeJuan Jones is not your guy, I go next best player available. I get an offensive weapon. I get Zay Flowers if he's there. I go ahead and get Zay Flowers if he's there. And then you know who I try to get in the second round? Bergeron. Then I say, okay, I'm targeting Bergeron in the second round.
Yeah.
I'm targeting this guy to Syracuse in the second round.
I swear to God, I said the same thing, but this is also what I said with that. You got to be aggressive.
Right.
You can't play, bro. If you do that strategy, you got to do what we did with Tank, because we moved up to get Tank, bro.
Right.
You got to be aggressive, because, see, we playing with a contention window with that plan. And I feel you on that, though. I do feel you on that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, bro. Would you reach for Matthew?
If I went with, let's as an example, an offensive weapon or somebody else besides an offensive tackle, I would reach for him a little bit. I sure would.
I'm thinking the
because
same
he's
thing.
he's a swing. He's a swing and he can play inside and outside. And I've seen enough of his tape and he's quality and I trust him enough to come into the organization and still do what he got to do for us in the second round. Absolutely. I'll reach for him. If I went offensive another position or defensive another position, yeah, I'm gonna reach for him and make sure I get this dude in the second round. I gotta make sure I get him. That's my dude.
Yeah,
I gotta make sure I get him.
Yeah. So, but I do like you playing. I like you playing.
Yeah.
I love you playing, actually. So basically, if we wiped out, go weapon, which likely go be there.
Go weapon.
Go weapon.
Go weapon, dude.
But then you go be ready to give up some lot to go get your guy. Go get your left guard. Go get him.
And it makes sense. And it makes sense, especially if Osiris falls or Maffa's there. Osiris, Maffa, Bergeron, ideally, because he can play guard or
well, if Osiris there, you pick him.
If Osiris there, you pick him. I'm saying if you get beyond that and Osiris falls, I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
If he fails. Right? Or if Maffa's there, Maffa or Bergeron, right? You be aggressive and go get that guy because now you're in the second round. You have to give up much less to move up. So you can afford to be more aggressive in that second round because it's not going to cost you as much to be aggressive, move up, and get Bergeron as an example. See what I'm saying? It's not going to cost you as much.
Man, I love these shows, bro. I swear, OC, good job, bro. Good job. I love. See, this is the thing that I like about these shows. I don't know if y'all noticed, but we coming up with multiple plans as we do these shows. You see what I'm saying? And I think I think we gotta be creative. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be creative to fill these needs. You know what I mean? You know. And this is the beautiful thing about your plan. If you go weapon in the first and get aggressive about a Matthew. Or maybe Maffa could go third, but I would get him in a second.
He could.
I would get him in a second.
I mean, he's worthy of a second to me. I trust that as an O'Leary dude.
Yeah, and that perfectly fits what old boss said. So can I play this one more time before we get out of here? Just how perfect it
Go ahead.
is. I'm gonna play this
Go
and I
ahead.
want y'all to think of Maffa.
Well, I think they've done a really good job of spreading things out. The one thing that I do know is I watch the draft and everything over the last 10 years. Those linebackers have gotten smaller, looking at more athletic guys. We used to put a big 280, 290-pound tight end back there at fullback and do some lead stuff, and I promise you I would do that. I'd just go and splatter those guys and come downhill as much as you can with it because they're just not prepared for it. Guys, the defenses, there's too many system type things and not enough details. I would really play smash mouth downhill with big guys and make.
Who is that? Who is that? If that don't say Maffa, if you could put a definition of what he just talked about, so I know a lot of people would be like, "Hey, you can get Maffa in the fourth, you can get him in the third, bruh." I would do what the New England did with Cole last year. They went and got that dude. Everybody had third round grades on Cole last year. New England was like, shut up. Shut up. Am I tripping? Like, for real, am I tripping?
No, you're right.
I don't care about you calling me a reacher. I could care less. You know what I mean? Give me my guy. Give me the guy that's gonna give me this vision. So if you gave me a weapon and Maffa and then we start doing BPA, I'm cool with that. I don't care if we overspent. I want the dude that's gonna accomplish that vision. Am I tripping, OC?
No, because a reach don't really hurt you nearly. A reach don't hurt you outside the first round that much. If you reach, a reach don't really hurt you nearly much outside the first round, especially with our cap attendant executive front office. You don't pay first round money. A1, you got out of first round money. You reach and you miss. Oh well, things happen all the time. And it's not as it's not as much exposure, and it's not as much blowback if a dude failed, right? So think about if we would about this. If we drafted Kelvin Joseph in the first round, and he had a first round grade physically.
Say that one more time. That Wi-Fi monster.
First round talent.
That Wi-Fi monster. He back. I thought you killed him.
All
He
right.
came back. Say that one more time.
Can you hear me?
One more time.
I said, imagine if we would have killed in the first round.
Kevin Joseph.
Yes,
Right.
in the first round.
Oh God.
And he had a first round. It would have been a much more of a media massacre to even done now. We got him in the second. Okay, which makes him cuttable. And it's not as big of a deal. It's a big deal, but it's not as big of a deal. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the chat, they going hard. He said, we drafted Travis Frederick in the first, and everybody said he was a third. That's a fact. Hey, shout out to Willie T, because that was one of them. I want y'all to remember this fact. What really messed up is when they talked to Frederick. I don't know if y'all remember this, but they always talk to them young boys when they draft them. And Frederick said, I was actually shocked that Dallas drafted me because I thought I was going in the third round. That's what Frederick said. So when it come down to these football players, I don't care what the crowd say, bro. I just don't. Go get your guy. So let's wrap this up, man. We giving you these film sessions. We don't want to do these like our normal shows to where we go all day. We just wanted to kind of give you enough film to kind of show you exactly what we looking at, put eyes on these guys. And I agree with you, Tyrone Church. See, Tyrone Church said, move up for right. Yeah, I'm with that. I would want to do that more than anything. But if Steven is on that I like to sit put and just get these picks, then the OC plan makes sense. If you trying to win a Super Bowl, being aggressive for this guy or Broderick, that makes more sense.
Well, let me get my final statement when I say this. We in prime position to do massive damage with this first pick, and so we need to do it. And let me go on record. My first and preferred methodology is for us to move up and go get Ryder Jones. Okay,
Yeah.
let me just say that.
Yeah, that's my
If
preferred.
we
too.
don't do that because of circumstances, I gave a plan B. But my first and premium ideal is to move up to get one of those dudes.
Let's close it out. And then y'all clap it up for the OC, man. Y'all clap it up, man. This dude is killing these film sessions. Good job, bro. Good job, man. And real quick, man, before we get up out of here, y'all know what's up. Y'all support the channel. Y'all know how to support the channel, man. Y'all get on. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. OC, can you close us out, big dog?
Yeah, man. So look, if you hadn't already, man, follow Boss Cowboy Sports. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank all of you to the CashApp, $ Boss Cowboy Sports. It is much appreciated, man. Thank all of you guys for the super chats. We got more hot content coming. Stay with us. We got R2 tomorrow, all right, on the weekend, working, all right. So follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow OC100 on Twitter, OC100 on Twitter, excuse me. And also, please do not forget to hit the like button on your way out of the door, right? We got like 100 people watching, and like we don't have 100 likes. So please hit the like button.
Yeah, please hit that like button on the way out, man. But until then, man, thanks again, OC, and y'all stay up.
Yep.
Peace. Tomorrow gonna be fire. Y'all make sure y'all come back for that. DeJuan Jones. That's gonna be a good one.
Sports.
I'm excited about that one.
Where your voice matters.
We might fight on this one, OC. Y'all get ready. Likely me and OC, we go probably have us some fights on that one. Cause I got some questions, man. I'm not totally fearing that pick, you know, and I think in some circumstances we might be able to talk it out, you know. So, man, y'all stay with us, man. We not burning out. We not tired. We just getting started, man. That's what it is. We getting started, man. Ain't no time to be tired.
Boss Cowboy Sports.
It's time to work overtime. We need to get these ideas out here, man, before these picks come in. Y'all stay up. It's Boss Cowboy Sports.